Our penultimate race of the day, race number 17. It's the final heat for DD2 and DD2 Masters. Groups B versus C. Let's have a look at the starting order. On pole position, it will be Florian Breidenbach representing Germany in the 4.33. Philip Moitzi from Austria in the 4.48. Row 2, it's Peter Bezel from the Czech Republic in the 4.02, and the defending champion in the 4.01 from Belgium, Zander Schriblak. Daniel Mahacek from Austria in the 4.30 will line up on row 3 alongside Patrik Slok-Melis from Latvia in the 4.36. Mark Bartels from Germany in the 4.88 and Zenderu in the 4.07 representing Slovenia complete the top 4 rows, with Germany's Fabian Bock in the 4.81 and the 4.08 of Denmark's Matthias Lund completing the top 10. Rounding out the 17 strong, it's the 5.64 of France's Paul Louveau, the 5.26 of Germany's Michael Becker, the 4.29 of the Czech Republic's Jiří Matacek, the 5.23 of France's Bruno dos Santos, the 5.02 of Christophe Capitan from France, Germany's Thomas Schumacher in the 5.11, and Dennis Thiem in the 4.54 from Germany at the back end of the grid. So red lights on the starting gantry, 10 minutes of racing plus an additional lap for this particular encounter, and then we up the ante for finals day tomorrow. So they've got to get into formation pretty quickly. They've got a concertina up. They split into the tram lines. Revs rise. Are we ready? Lights are out. We are off and racing. And oh, that was a squeeze and a half from Florian Breidenbach, who kept the lead ahead of Philip Moitzi. As Zander Schriblak looking to go up the inside through into turn 4 for the first time. It's 3 abreast for the lead. And it's side by side between Breidenbach and Schriblak. Moitzi looking up the inside. Deru is just behind. And Peter Bezel trying to go around the outside through turn 6. Well, that, all I've got to say is sow the crows on that one, because Peter Bezel could have really caused a bit of damage, not in case of literal, but figuratively speaking, as Daniel Mahacek sends it up the inside of Matthias Lund for P6 through turn 11. And then further moves Fabian Bock looking up the inside of one of the other drivers, and that would have possibly more than likely been maybe the 5.26 of Michael Becker, who's in DD2 Masters, as they come across the line to complete lap number 1. Peter Bezel closing on Zenderu, sends it up the inside of the 4.07 and pushes Deru wide. That allows the door to be open for Daniel Mahacek, and now here comes Matthias Lund. Deru goes on the defensive. Mark Bartels has got the ringside seat. Paul Louveau is leading the train behind. So Louveau has got past Michael Becker, the Frenchman running with the DSS crew. And the D standing for a very well-known French name, Didier. And now, in the meantime, Schriblak trying to hold off Philip Moitzi whilst trying to go after Florian Breidenbach. Just under 8.5 minutes to go in this race, plus an additional lap. Breidenbach continues to lead after 2 laps. Schriblak not that far behind, but he's bringing along Philip Moitzi from Austria to the party. Into turn 4 they go. Moitzi was looking up the inside of Schriblak again, but the Belgian puts on the brakes and defends well. Peter Bezel has now got Daniel Mahacek right behind him, as well as Zenderu. Mark Bartels in the meantime, the 4.88 from Germany, has got past Matthias Lund for 7th position. And now it's going to be an interesting battle between Michael Becker and Paul Louveau for the lead in DD2 Masters in this race, because they are line astern. They're behind Matthias Lund, and Paul Louveau finds himself in 9th overall, but leading the way in DD2 Masters. Bruno dos Santos and Christophe Capitan, the other 2 drivers, find themselves towards the back end of the field. Slok-Melis has started down from the back of the order now. He had a bit of a drama earlier on, but he's trying to catch up with those in front, but it's going to be a tall order. So just over 7 minutes to go, and Sriblak holding on with all his might against the pressure that's being put upon him by Filip Moitzi from Austria. Peter Bezel, Daniel Mahacek now being challenged by Zendarua. The 4.30 from Austria and the 4.07 representing Slovenia. So out of the final corner, it has been pretty much not a procession, but a stalemate at the moment, because no one's putting all their, they're not laying all their cards on the table. But Moitzi looking closer in the braking zone to Sriblak, going through turn 4. Could have sent it up the inside, but thought better of it. Into turn 6 they go. Reichenbach still leads, and now it's the Sriblak train just behind in second position with Moitzi. Then you've got Peter Bezel, Daniel Mahacek, Zendarua, and then also the fast moving forward, Mark Bartels in the 4.88. 4 minutes down, 6 to go. And putting it all on the table, all on the line. And what's interesting here is that Paul Louveau is matching pace with Matthias Lund. And now Paul Louveau, oh, Lund's got a problem! Lund's got a problem breaking down on the start-finish straight. Matthias Lund's day has not gone well at the end of it. Oh my goodness, the Danish driver from RS competition. He was in contention for this championship. I hope this has not caused a bit of a kibosh on him going into tomorrow, but Matthias Lund, the engine suddenly lost power, he lost drive, and now he's going to try and see if the cart's going to work with him. But I think with the rate of knots he's going through turn 6, I think that's all she wrote. Yes, that cart is slowing, and Matthias Lund from Denmark pulls off onto the escape road off of turn number 8. The Dane pulls up, hits the anchors hard, and he's now trying to restart the cart. I think that's going to not cooperate, but at the front of the field, it's really kicked off. Moitzi's just been passed by Peter Bezel, going through into turn 3. And now Daniel Mahacek fancies getting his elbows out, because now he's the next one behind Filip Moitzi. Zendarua now having to battle with Mark Bartels for position. That's for 6 on the road. And Matthias Lund out of the cart. And a real shame for the Dane. But now the 4.48 of Filip Moitzi side by side with Daniel Mahacek. And Mahacek gets the inside run for turn 12. And that allows Zendarua to get through as well. So Filip Moitzi, it's been an up and down day for the Austrian from KRT. 4 minutes to go. And the action still carries on. Daniel Mahacek now leads the train from what is 4th downwards, and he's got some pretty quick pedalers behind him, one of which right on his 6, Zendarua. But Florian Breitenbach, and I've got to catch up with his brother Oliver, who was injured earlier on the season but looks to be on the recovery trail. We've got to catch up with them later on, but oh, it's been a change. Second has gone to the way of Peter Bezel. He's got past Sander Sriblak, and Sriblak trying to fight back, coming through the final couple of corners. A little bit further down the order. Dennis Team battling away with the likes of Thomas Schumacher, Patrick Slogmelis, who's got himself up the order, as Sriblak bump drafts Bezel going into turn 4, but can't make any hay whilst the sun shines. Mahacek now with them, Darua now with them, Moitzi now with them, Bartels now with them. Keep your eyes on Fabian Bock and Paul Louveau. They are closing in. So Louveau has got a real good turn of pace, and he's running in the 49.8s. The Frenchman has come alive, a bit of joie de vivre for the 564 on the Red Speed chassis. He's just trying to keep his nose clean and get to the checkered flag. With just over 2.5 minutes to go, plus an additional lap. We've got one more race after this to conclude heat stay at Wackersdorf. And this one has been drama-filled as well. Matthias Lund unfortunately out on lap number 5, but everyone else still circulating. And Florian Breitenbach's lead last time around was 1.872 seconds ahead of Peter Bezel. And Breitenbach has set the fastest lap, a 49.521 second lap time around this 1,190 metre circuit. But it's not done with yet. Schriblak coming under pressure from Mahacek, Derua, Moitzi, and Bartels. Just keeping an eye on Fabian Bock. Fabian Bock was nearly 2/10 quicker than Mark Bartels on that last lap, and he's bringing along Paul Louveau. Well, we're fast coming to the end of the race. Just over 90 seconds remains. And Moitzi looking rather racy. Derua also looking racy as well. Mahacek waiting for his opportunity to get past Zana Schriblak. And Schriblak just trying to defend every apex. Turn it in nicely, hit the power at the right point. Catch the curbs, let the cart run wide when he needs to. There we go. Zenderua manages to get past Daniel Mahacek. So whilst Daniel Mahacek was waiting for his chance to get past Schriblak, Derua pounced and went up the inside quicker than you can shake a stick at. Now here comes Philip Moitzi up the inside of the Austrian through turn 13. That's a great move from Philip Moitzi, but Mahacek will get into the slipstream. Bartel's right with them. Got just over 40 seconds still to go, and it's not done with yet. As Mahacek up the inside of Moitzi to return the favour through into turn 5. Moitzi nearly leaves the door open for Bartels through into 6. So the timer is ticking down. Looks like we're going to get a couple more laps after this with 20 seconds on the clock. Florian Breitenbach is away and clear and on cruise mode. Could be close. Over the bump, through into the double right comes the leader. This could be down to the wire here. 2, 1. That's, oh well, right on the button for Florian Breitenbach. He goes on to the penultimate lap, the 13th and penultimate lap out of 14. So the timer has expired. But still, the drama unfolds behind Florian Breitenbach as, Derua up the inside of Schriblak. Schriblak tries to get the counter-offensive, and they're side-by-side going into turn 12. This is going to be down to the wide. Derua gets the apex. Mahacek now factors in. Schriblak runs a little bit wide coming out of the corner. He gets in front of Mahacek. Last lap board is out. It's going to be a dogfight here for what is going to be third on the road, and Derua leads the battle for now. Schriblak behind. Mahacek behind, and then Moitzi. Mahacek up the inside of Schriblak, and Moitzi manages to get through. As it looks like Mahacek outbraked himself, trying to go up the inside. Here comes Bartels, and now Fabian Bock joins the fray. Any one of 6 drivers could take third place at the dying seconds as they go through the chicane. It is going to be a convincing win for Germany's Florian Breitenbach, who makes his way through as now Mahacek looks up the inside of Moitzi. Can't get the job done. Bartels latches onto the back bumper in front. But out of the final corner, it's going to be Florian Breitenbach who's going to take the win. Peter Bezel's going to take second. Who's going to take third? It's Zenderua in the 407. And it's going to be a bit of a drag race to the finish between Fabian Bock and Mark Bartels. And Bartels pips Fabian Bock by a margin of 71 thousandths. But at the end of it all, Florian Breitenbach takes the victory by 2.6 seconds ahead of the Czech Republic's Peter Bezel. Zenderua takes third ahead of Zana Schriblak. Philip Moitzi and Daniel Mahacek ran out the top 6 ahead of Mark Bartels. Fabian Bock, Paul Louveau in 9th, wins in DD2 Masters ahead of Michael Becker, who completes the top 10. Patrik Stockmelis finishes in 11th ahead of Jiri Matacek, Dennis Thiem, Thomas Schumacher, Bruno Dos Santos and Christoph Kapitan, who rounds out the 16 that finished. But unfortunately, it was a disaster for the Dane Matthias Lund as he retired with a technical problem on lap number 5.